So Saoirse here. I want to talk to you about my book, The Donegal 90 Talents, and it's an exciting new book, and it tells you really the challenge is to visit all 90 towns and villages in County Donegal. So obviously the 90 has to do with the fact that there's 90 towns and villages in County Donegal, but also, of course, when you do this and you take the challenge and you're actually going to places like where we are today here in Marwarty, then it's the crack is 90, so it kind of has that double meaning there. So, but if you want to see, you can see inside the book online. There's plenty of pictures. Every page has maps and pictures and details and all sorts of things on there. So, if it's a heritage town, it's marked with green, and the county town is marked with red. So it's really nice. Big, it's well worth it. You can get it online at Amazon.com, Amazon.ie, Amazon.co.uk, or even Amazon Germany or anywhere else that Amazon sells it. And then also you can get at local big stores in County Donegal. Hi, so here we are in Gortahork in front of Óstán Loch Altan, and it was changed. The name was in 1998. And before that, it was McFadden's Hotel, and it was built in 1870. And inside is Check Wedding, is the bar inside and the pub. So it's a great place to stay if you don't want to stay in a glamping place. This is the best hotel in the Gaeltacht here in this area, so highly recommend it. And on certain nights they even have 2-for-1 steak night. So they've got some really good things here. Right, so here we are in front of Choirce, and it's great to have live music on Tuesday nights. So it's a good session night. It starts like at 8:30 or 9 or so, and then they have darts and games and of course drinks galore. Okay, so behind us is the chapel. They call it the chapel, but it's actually it's Christ Henry, so Christ the King, and it was built in the 1800s. And I put the details below there. And right now they're having noon mass, so should be some people coming up. But it's kind of the heart of the town, besides the pubs and such. Hi, so here we are overlooking the relic, Gortahork, so the Gortahork graveyard. And some famous people are buried here. The first person that died in the Easter uprising was from Turin. He's buried here. And then also Éamon De Valera, and the Gallagher family. They're from Castle in Gortahork, and they're buried here. And Una Níochalacher Mulligan, she married Dan Mulligan and lived in Falcara. And then she was one of the 4 victims at the Owen Carrow Viaduct Railway disaster in 1925, 100 years ago this year. So here we are in front of Coláiste Uladh, and this was a Gaelic school back in 1906. They built this building in 1906, and it was a world famous school for learning Irish and the Irish language during the Irish or the Gaelic revivals in the early 1900s. So it has a lot of history, and not only that, Patrick Pearse came and spoke here in 1906. And he gave a speech concerning, home rule and independence and such like that, and really promoted the Irish language. And they knew that Irish was supposed to be a tool to unite all of Ireland together at the time, but those Douglas Hyde kind of ideas got usurped for the independence movement and such, and so then it became a divisive kind of thing. So. But anyway, so it's still good, and some famous people were here, like Joseph Mary Plunkett was a student here, and he had a lot to do with the Irish uprising in 1916. So all of these seeds were set about 10 years before the Easter uprising even happened, and of course it led to independence in 1920 and 22, and the Civil War, and then all of that. So, but anyway, so. There's another man, Rory Eastman, and he was from Torry, and had ties with Gortahork, and he also attended here. So it's a really famous school and has a lot of famous history too, the Gaeltacht and Irish history all together. So. So I just wanted to stop here overlooking the Ballynas Bay, Ballyanossa, and you can see the island in the middle of the bay here, and underneath the shadow of Muckish there, and that island is called Boyle's Island, and it's actually an ancient rock from the Neolithic times, and so at low tide you actually can walk out there and you can see it, but there's really nothing there to see, just a little hidden fact for the Gaeltacht here. So here we are in Ardsbeg, just outside of Gortahork. It's between Gortahork and Maharati, and we're right at the foot of, or the north side of Ballynas Bay, and this is the Ardsbeg Dolmen. It's at least 5,000 years old, and maybe older than that. There's incredible energy here. There's definitely ley lines here between this place and the islands, and you can see Hornhead, and if you look straight that way you can see Mount Ergal. So it's a really good line up here, and of course you have Crocknaneve and Crockfola over that way. So that's amazing. Now it's on private property, so if you ever come here, you need to get permission, and your man there, he'll give you a tour. Now the man that used to live here, Mr. McGonigal, he's died and passed on, but the people that own it now have taken good care of it, and if you have permission, then they'll be glad to tell you all about it. So take a look around.